What's up, guys? I'm Joe. Today I'm going to talk about the new Paramore album, After Laughter. Now, this is an album we might not have necessarily had, given all the turmoil going on in the band in the last couple years. But it's nice to see them come together and come out with a really great and unique album for them. Overall, I really like this thing a lot. I've been listening to it over and over. The songs really stick with you. They're catchy, they get stuck in your head, and definitely for a good reason. Now, the album definitely has more of a poppy vibe than we're totally used to for Paramore, which seems to be the trend this year for a lot of alternative or rock bands to be going pop. And for some it's working, and for others it's not. But for Paramore, it's definitely working. We'll get right into it with Hard Times. Definitely one of the best songs on the album for me. First time I heard it, I was just like, it's okay. And then after 2 or 3 times hearing it, it's just totally stuck in your head. The chorus is really anthemic and fun, and Haley sounds really great on it. I really like all the different sounds with it, as far as the steel drums in the beginning, or the way the guitar kind of sits on top of a really nice bass groove. Very great drumming. Yeah, I mean, it just really sticks with you and it sticks in your head. And it's a really good example of what to expect from this album as far as the sound goes, but also as far as the lyrics go. What I really like about the album, and you see it with Hard Times, is the kind of counterbalance between really happy and fun-sounding music and the more serious lyrics that Haley's giving us on this one. Very personal, very introspective. And I really like that because it really fits with the album, and you see it in some of the lyrical themes later, such as the song Fake Happy, where she says, I bet that everyone else is fake happy too. Everyone else is kind of putting on, that fake smile or an act. And I think that's really indicative of the whole album itself. It's got this really bouncy and fun, happy-sounding, vibing music, and just beneath the surface, when you actually listen to the lyrics, you see what's really going on in her mind. So I think that was a really smart way of just taking a theme for this album and really fleshing it out in great ways. And I think another thing that really makes that apparent for me, you see it a lot in these songs where the bridges are really kind of atmospheric sounding or jammy sounding, not as focused as the rest of the song. And I don't know if it was on purpose, but it really, for me, bridges that gap between the happy sound and the serious lyrics on the album, because it's more uncertain in the middle of the songs. And that's when you're really getting into that, what's actually going on just beneath the surface of all these really happy sounds. As far as other good songs go, Rose Colored Boy is a great one. Another really groovy track. Very catchy, extremely catchy, just like every song on this album. And just another really good one lyric-wise, kind of saying how it's really just okay to be upset sometimes. Some people want to try really hard to cheer you up, and it's kind of like Haley's acknowledging feeling bad for that. Someone's really trying to cheer her up and she's just not feeling it. And, you feel bad for not being able to cheer up like they want you to, but you also want to just embrace how you feel sometimes, and it's okay to just be sad sometimes. Why not? As I mentioned before, Fake Happy, that's definitely one of my favorites on the album. I really like this acoustic opening. It kind of harkens back to the acoustic interludes on the self-titled record by them a couple years ago, which I really like personally. I thought those were all really great. Before going into another big, fun song, the chorus on this one is just massive. This has got to be a hit pretty soon, I would think. Definitely one of the best on the album for me. Another favorite of mine on the album is Idol Worship. I really like the lyrics in this one too. Haley's really talking about being in the position that she's in as, a big rock star. You kind of get put on a pedestal by fans, and that's something that's somewhat hard to live up to. And she's questioning of whether she deserves to be there, if she can really fulfill what fans are looking for in that sense. Overall, just the lyrics are so personal on the album, but delivered in such a good way, and they make such a strong message. And that's what's really great. You have a track like No Friend, which I thought was really cool because it was just different. Very like jammy kind of track with the bass and the drums really, and the guitar just really adding some texture and atmosphere on top of that. That's something that really stands out on this album, as well as the bass. I know their producer played on this album, but there's just some really great funky, groovy bass lines, and it allows for Taylor to really just, instead of doing a normal kind of, strumming pattern or big chords or something on top of stuff, there is some of that here, but he takes a very unique take on this album, really just playing over the bass lines and inserting the guitar where it could accent different beats with the drums and the bass and things like that. And it really allows for a very unique sound. Sometimes even like a reggae type of vibe. You kind of get that in Told You So. You kind of get that in Grudges, where it's got an almost kind of like No Doubt kind of vibe at times, which I think works really well. So yeah, that's some of my favorite songs on the album. I don't really have anything bad to say about this one. I just think overall it's a really strong record. So I'm feeling a good 4 out of 5 for this album. I'll definitely be listening to it throughout the year. It could possibly be one of my favorites. So thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked this video. Leave a comment just for fun, to see maybe I was completely wrong about this record. It's terrible and you want to tell me that it's bad. You want to tell me that it's better than 4 out of 5. You want to tell me it is 4 out of 5. Just do you in the comments. So yeah, and also don't forget to subscribe so you can see when more videos come out. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.